Hello guys, what is up? It is me Rahul here, bringing you guys some more Madden 20 God Toronto Mounties, and today we're going to have the last pre-season game. And so as you can see, what I'm doing here is that I'm going to go into the NFL Live playbooks, then I'm going to edit the Seahawks uniforms. So if you guys like these interesting videos on Madden 20, please be sure to drop a like and don't forget to subscribe, because after this franchise for season 1 it's over, cause I'm not gonna be making more. I know y'all would want that, but it's not like what I want anymore, cause that's what I feel. That's what I don't want. So yeah. Um So I'm going to be uploading this schedulely. I hope I can get this out of the water, record footage of it, get this out there, and once if we make it to the Super Bowl at least in our first season as the Toronto Mounties, I think it's safe to say that I will not be doing any more Madden 20. Now, I know there's QB1, but I've heard that there are flaws of the game. I think, at least that's what I've heard. But I do know one thing, that it's not really an interesting mode, because all it essentially does is that it's like after you complete college and get drafted and everything, it takes you back to the franchise mode stuff. And I understand it's a pretty good, interesting mode, but it's why? Why would you have this kind of mode? As you can see, Tyler Lockett is a good wide receiver. And I actually found out about something. Um, Ryan Tannehill is the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, the backup quarterback. So that's a pretty interesting thing. So that's what I'm saying straight up front, and that's how it is. Another key thing to realize is that Russell Wilson is the only offensive player to have an X factor. Keep that in mind, because if we were to switch to defense, Bobby Wagner, I think, is the only one to have an X factor, which is kind of crazy considering that this is one of those things where it's okay, but they ran a fake, which I don't know why they did, but it was what? It was to me what? And their kicker is Seth Meyers, so that was a pretty interesting idea. So we switched to it to the Philadelphia playbook, and it has some pretty good plays, and we added Bo Jackson to the team, but we also added Julio Jones as well, and we made it so technically everyone is a 99 overall regardless. Now, you may be thinking, Raul, why would you have everyone as a 99 overall? Well, I have to tell you, well, there's certain players who are not 99 overall for good measure, because I didn't want to make it too OP, because, EA and Madden. I decided to instead, make a I decided to use a different idea. I don't know how to explain it, but you will find out and see. So we have Josh Allen, like I said from the last episode. So we're gonna be constantly making trades. We're gonna try acquire some guys. We're gonna get some guys from the practice squad. Um, making them into the players you see now. Um, that's a pretty interesting idea to say at best. So yeah. And as you can see, we throw it out. We have to throw it away because of the pressure. Also, I think Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah, I think Jadeveon Clowney is on the Seahawks, which is a pretty weird thing that the Texans did. For some reason, the Texans decided to trade DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson's very stupid contract. And I'm like, come on. I was reacting to it. I was like, really? That's not a good idea. Also, the RPO thing. Thankfully, I ran it with Bo Jackson because I did not like the idea of it. But then look at this. I got picked off. But thankfully, Josh Allen tackled him. This is why I'm very scared of running RPO, peak zone bubble, or any RPO play. As you can see, the Seahawks got a touchdown, which I'm really mad because they don't deserve to, and there's a good reason why. Their offense is just not that good, in my opinion. And we have Brett Hundley now playing. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? I was like, okay, sure. Okay, so we play Moment, and I was thinking to myself, okay, what can we do? So I decided to run with Ballage. So now we have this play, which is a field goal. Now, I'm not gonna be the one to do this, but I had to do this. I decided to kick a field goal just for good measure and everything. So Sanders did it, and we have 3 points, which is manageable, because we can do something like that. It is not hard. It is not easy, but man, it it was pretty interesting. As you can see, we fast forward a little bit, so yeah, we take over here. And by the way, I'm using the key moments feature that was introduced in Madden 17, which is pretty crazy, but I know that's the interesting part. I've been using certain things, and I have to be honest, Madden 17, I don't know. Yeah. Madden 13 ruined franchise mode for good. So it's it's weird that we're having this kind of gameplay here, but you know what? It's all good. So now we have these kind of players. As you see, you saw a star player right there. I don't know who that guy is. Um, because I know I created. No, I don't know in this episode, but anyway, we have Xavier Howard. We have Bob McCain. We gave up a touchdown. Oh my god. That's his first receiving touchdown, which is ridiculous. And that was Ryan Tannehill. See, I was right. So then I decided to, you know what, do some substitutions, which were really important substitutions. Really important substitutions. And yeah, so we have Julio Jones, and that's what I like. I like how and Devontae Parker. So at left, we have like the defenses intact, I guess. And for corners, um, we have Calvin Johnson, which he's a free safety, and Taylor Mays as strong safety. Guys, that was the most important thing I forgot, but now I remember. So yeah, so Rashard Jones is there, but I decided to have Taylor Mason because he's like a good player and everything. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea, right? Yeah. So I was figuring out third down like running back. Yeah. So I'm excited to say that, but here we go with like 48 seconds to go. I look at the abilities, which is pretty important. So I heave it up to Julio Jones. It's picked off. I don't know why I did that, but it's the equivalent to a punt. So that's an interesting ordeal um, that I have to say for myself. So now what we're having is a Hail Mary pass type thing. Everyone's clustered. It's over, so we move on to quarter three, which doesn't have any productivity from Josh Allen because I don't know why, but our running backs are doing well. Ballish, for some reason, is getting the ball in his hands. So we do have Julio Jones and everyone. So and it's raining, which is pretty interesting. Which is not interesting. Seattle is like that. Like Seattle is rainy. So we have to kick a 57-yard field goal, which I knew it wasn't gonna work. So I had to fake it, honestly. So Brett Hundley to a lineman, we got it, and it actually worked. It actually worked because we're here on the field. And I'm proud of my backup quarterback, Brett Hundley, for doing that. So, yeah. What I'm not proud of is incomplete passes. My wide receiver is not having the ability to not catch a pass, and so on and so forth. So what I try to do is run. I was thinking, let's truck. Let's just do something. Obviously, I got tackled, and so and so. So I just decide to run the play like normal, and then what I do is go in for the touchdown with Josh Allen. This is important because this actually gives us the opportunity to do something, and we didn't get the 2-point conversion or even like the PAT, I think. So we're also like moving down the field. So um yeah. So now all we have to do is focus on running the ball, I guess. and that's what we're doing. So Bo Jackson got us the first down. This is important again. So yeah, so again we ran. Um, Bo Jackson gets injured with some kind of hip injury. That's sad, honestly, but we have ballage, and I decide to run it, and then Josh Allen gets injured with some kind of shoulder thing, and I had to have Joe Jackson, Bo Jackson, come back because yeah, and then Brett Hundley decides to run it in for a touchdown. So we both had our quarterbacks go in for touchdowns. So now the extra point is up. This is actually manageable, really manageable at this point. So yeah, and then Charlotte Jones gets a sack, which is pretty impressive. So a shoulder strain for Josh Allen's can't return. That's really sad, honestly, to be honest, because that's not a good way to see things. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that. But now it's the 2-minute warning. It's 19-14. The score is 19-14. So now it's time to show that we can do something like move down to like we can stop them at least. So if they score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion, which would make sense, they would have the ability to we would have the ability to tie the game with a field goal, which I would honestly be scared, but you know, it's we don't know what happened, so it's EA. Also, I might do some slider changes, so be on the lookout for that. It just depends on how I feel about the game and what I need to do for the game. So that's what I feel. And that's what I think needs to happen. So, yeah. So obviously that happened. Ryan Tannehill is acting as if he's a god. That's Carson, I think. I'm not sure. But I have Mike Evans on with me on shutdown ability. That's an incomplete pass. Um, so we do have Calvin Johnson activated, which is scary. Excuse me, scary. Because, like, I don't want that, but also I do like Calvin Johnson as a free safety. And as you can see, um, we got the guy. Also, I think we have Nitrine Lane as well. No, yeah, that's Calvin Johnson. I didn't put Nitrine. No, that was Taylor Mays. And there we go. No, that's Calvin Johnson who got the pick. My bad. That was Calvin Johnson. So, like, the free safety and then strong safety. So, Calvin Johnson gets his first pick. And Taylor Mays was, like, activated. So, okay. So then I had to run the ball. So, the Seahawks had to call a timeout, which was pretty interesting. So now I had to look for a play where I could just heave it, like bomb it to like someone, and then we could kick a field goal, and then we could be good. So a holding penalty I think was there. So holding offense. That sucked for us because that is not a good sign and it pushes us back. And I called a timeout because I didn't want to kneel the ball. So, I accidentally called the thing again. So I had to call a timeout. No, they had to call a timeout, which was good on our part because I decided to do like a pass play in an attempt to like try to get field goal. I know it was going to be really tough, so decided to heave one deep. It didn't work. So now I'm going to have to punt the ball. You know what happens? I didn't want to fake it, but I had to. I thought, oh, we could get something. Nope, we didn't. And it was risky because, I didn't know who that guy was. So, yeah. So now we have Calvin Johnson, Taylor Mays activated, which is pretty insane, if I dare say so myself. So I decided to call a timeout because we need to do some coverage adjustments, like for instance this. So two guys are activated and it's gonna be lit. And then out of nowhere, I don't know who picked it off. McCain picked it off and it was insane. That pick was insane. I've never seen a pick like that. So it like got put in the air and yeah. So we got the victory and that's the last preseason game. Next episode will be the first ever um season game, like actual season game. So that way we don't have to go through this stuff. Um guys, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all are legends in my book, and as for me, I will see y'all in the next episode, and peace.